be a failed business, losing a job, a relationship breaking down, or chasing a dream that feels impossible to reach. And when you fall, it's not just the fall that hurts. The weight of disappointment that sits heavy on your chest, the whispers of self-doubt in your head saying, maybe I'm not cut out for this. You look around, and it feels like others are moving forward, while you're stuck, right there, on the ground. I get it. It's not easy to admit you've fallen. It's even harder to pick yourself up, especially when the fall felt like it broke something inside of you. But listen to me. Falling is it's not the end of it. In real story begins. Every person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, has moments of failure woven into it. I don't tell you that part up front. Behind every victory is a season of stresses, of doors slammed shut, and moments where everything felt lost. Here's the truth, falling doesn't disqualify you from success. It prepares you for it. You see, there's something powerful that happens when you rise after falling. It builds resilience. It sharpens your vision. It forces you to redefine what you really want and why you started in the first place. When you hit the ground, you stop moving blindly. You start moving intentionally. That kind of movement makes all the difference. You were not built to stay down. Not you. You didn't come this far just to quit. There's fire inside you failure can't extinguish. And it's not about how many times you've fallen, the heart to rise one more time. Think about this, if you can get back up after there's nothing, absolutely nothing, you can't handle. Every time you rise, you become a little stronger, a little braver. The next time, when challenges come your way, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. And you have something to prove, not to the world, but to yourself. Prove to yourself that you're not defined by setbacks. That you can fail, fall, and even break, but you'll run. When you do, you'll rise with purpose. Now, you still have time. The fall didn't end, the clock is still ticking, and there's more inside you waiting to come out. This is fight back. This stand tall again, no matter how hard the ground. You've got this. Not because it will be easy, but because you are capable. Because you are stronger than you think. And because every fall is just a setup for an even way to come back. So stand up, dust yourself, lift your head, and move. Move with the confidence that the best version of you is still waiting on the other side of this moment. Your journey isn't over, it's only just beginning. This fall? It's just a chapter, not the whole story. Now, rise. And when you rise, this time, you'll rise unstoppable. Because the people who succeed are not the ones who never fall, they are the ones who refuse to stay down. Every time you rise, you send a message, I am still standing. And let me tell you, that there's power in perseverance, in rising even when it hurts, trying again even when it feels impossible. You see, it isn't waiting for perfect people, it's waiting for people like you, flawed, scarred, but relentless. People like to be at rock bottom and yet decide, I'm not because once you rise from that place, there's nothing anyone can take from you. Failure loses its grip. Sting. You'll have tasted defeat and learned that it didn't destroy you. It only made you tougher. Do you know what happens when you keep going? When everything inside you tells you to quit. Eventually, the ground's doors that once seemed bolted shut will crack open. People who overnotice. Opportunities will come, but only if you refuse to give up. This is the moment where most people stop. The road ahead will have more challenges. I won't lie to you. There will be moments when the pain feels, when the weight feels too heavy to carry. You need to remember, every step you take forward, how small, is progress. It may not feel like much now. Small wins add up. They build momentum. You'll look back and realize just how far you've come. For part? The struggle you are going through now will become your story of triumph. One day, you'll be able to say, I made it through the fire, and I came out stronger. And that story will else who feels like giving up.
So, I want you to promise, no matter what, I will keep moving. Walk, or run, I will keep moving forward. Because you owe it to yourself to see how this story ends. You owe it to the person you are becoming to not quit now. The fall was just a detour, not the final destination. The struggle is part of your evolution. And every time you rise closer to the person you were meant to be. This is not the end, this is the rebirth. You are not behind, you are exactly where you need to be. This moment is preparing you for something bigger, something better, something worth the fight. So take a deep breath, stand up tall, and walk into your you own it. Because you do. This is your time. This is your season. Now rise, and go make it happen. And when you rise this time, rise with purpose. No more playing small. No more doubting yourself. No more listening to the voice that says, "What if I fail again? What if you succeed? What if everything you've been working for, everything you've prayed for, is waiting on the other side of one more step?" Do you really want to let fear stop you? Do you want to look back years from now and say, "I almost made it, but I gave up too soon"? No. That's not your story. Your story is one of persistence. Your story is about rising again and again, no matter how many times life knocks you down. The truth is, the fall didn't break you, it built you. It stripped away your fear. It gave you the wisdom that only failure can teach. It toughened your spirit in ways success never could. Now, you're not just trying, you're ready. You've learned the lessons. You've felt the pain. And you've survived. That makes you dangerous in the best way. Success isn't just about talent, it's about endurance. It's about being the person who says, "I will outlast this storm. I will rise above this setback. I will not stop until I get what I came for." It's about turning your pain into fuel and your failures into stepping stones. Every fall was simply preparing you for your rise. And now, it's time. It's time to stop waiting for things to get easier. Stop waiting for perfect conditions, perfect timing, or perfect circumstances. The perfect time is now. Your dream doesn't need perfection, it needs action. Just start. Take that first step. Do it scared, do it messy, but do it anyway. Because staying stuck in fear will cost you more than failure ever will. And listen, success isn't just about the big moments. It's built in the small, consistent choices you make every day. Show up, even when it's hard. Stay committed, even when no one else is cheering for you. The ones who rise are the ones who keep moving forward, whether anyone sees them or not. Keep moving, because the finish line is closer than you think. And when you rise this time, rise different. Rise with a new mindset. Rise knowing that nothing can stop you, not rejection, not doubt, not even failure. Rise knowing that every obstacle is just a stepping stone, not a roadblock. And if the door doesn't open, you'll build your own door. You are unstoppable because you have what it takes, and you always did. Every time you fell, every tear you shed, every doubt you fought through, it was all preparing you for this moment. Now is the time to fight for the life you deserve. Not later. Now. You've waited long enough. The world needs your gifts, your passion, and your persistence. And you need to see what happens when you refuse to give up. So rise. Not just for yourself, but for every version of you that almost quit. For the people watching, hoping you'll make it, because they need to know that it's possible. For the future you, the one waiting at the finish line, smiling, knowing that you never gave up. It's your time now. Go make it happen. Go show the world what it looks like when someone refuses to quit. And when you rise this time, you rise for good. When you rise this time, you rise with power. Not just with the power to survive, but with the power to thrive. You rise with clarity, knowing exactly what you want and refusing to settle for anything less. You rise with courage, ready to take risks because you've learned that the greatest rewards are always on the other side of fear. And you rise with gratitude, not bitter about the setbacks, but thankful for the strength they gave you. You've been through the fire, and now you're forged in it. You no longer fear failure because you've met it face to face, and you're still here. And because of that, Nothing can stop you. Do you know why? Because you've already made it through what you thought would break you. You already survived the worst days, the sleepless nights, the doubts, and the disappointments. What's coming next? That's yours to claim. You're no longer just someone chasing a dream. You're someone building a legacy. You're rising not just for yourself but for every person who looks up to you, family, friends, future generations. You're rising to show them that it's possible to fall and still fly, that no matter how tough life gets, you have the strength to get back up. And the best part is, when you rise this time, you're not stuck. You're starting from experience. You're starting with wisdom, resilience, and a fire that cannot be put out. The things that used to scare you, they don't stand a chance against the version of you that's rising now. The journey ahead won't always be smooth, but now you know how to handle the bumps. You've learned that setbacks are part of the process, not the end of it. When life throws punches, you won't flinch, you'll smile. Why? Because you've learned the secret. Success isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. And let me tell you something, there's greatness inside you. Maybe life tried to bury it, but now it's time to dig it out. Step into the person you were always meant to be. That future you've dreamed about? It's waiting for you to step up and claim it. But no one can do it for you. It's in your hands. It's your race to run, your fight to win. So stand tall. Stand proud. This is your comeback story. And as this time, you rise unbreakable.
There are no limits now. No excuses. No going back. You owe it to yourself to rise and rise again until the only thing left standing is you, at the top, looking back at everything that tried to stop you but couldn't. Now go. Go chase that dream. Go build that business. Go finish what you started. Because it's your time. Your season. And when the world asks how you made it through, you'll smile and say, I fell, but I rose. And that, my friend, will be the legacy you leave behind. And that legacy, the one you are building right now, will not only inspire others but also remind you of who you really are, unstoppable, unshakable, and limitless. When people see you standing tall after everything you've been through, they'll wonder how you did it. They'll ask, how did you not give up? How did you keep going when life hit you so hard? And your answer will be simple, I made a choice. I chose to rise. Because that's the truth. Success isn't some magic moment, it's a choice. It's choosing to fight when quitting feels easier. It's choosing to believe in yourself when everything around you says otherwise. It's choosing to trust that every fall, every failure, every setback was never a sign to stop, it was just a sign to keep going, to keep growing. And the beauty of it? You don't need anyone's permission to rise. You don't need the approval of the crowd. You don't need anyone to believe in you as long as you believe in yourself. That's all it takes, one person, one belief, one decision. So stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. That moment is now. This is your comeback. This is the part of the story where everything changes, not because life suddenly got easier, but because you got tougher. And when you rise this time, rise with joy. Rise with excitement. Rise knowing that the challenges ahead are just opportunities in disguise. The world doesn't give its hardest battles to the weakest souls, it gives them to the warriors. And you, my friend, are a warrior. So shake off the dust. Lift your head high. You're not the same person who fell. You're wiser now. Stronger now. Hungrier. The fall didn't weaken you, it prepared you for the fight of your life. And this time, when you rise, you're rising to win. You're not just playing to survive anymore, you're playing to thrive. You're here to dominate, to every limit, to crush every obstacle, and to rewrite the story of your life. You are here to prove that there is no such thing as too late. As long as you're breathing, there's still time to rise. And when you rise, you'll realize something powerful. The only thing that could have ever stopped you was giving up. But you didn't. You didn't let fear win. You didn't let failure define you. And because of that, already won. Every step from here on is just you walking into the victory that's already yours. So let this be your declaration. I will rise, and I will rise again. No matter how many times I fall, I will always rise. Because I was built for this. I was born to overcome. And I refuse till I become everything I was meant to be. Your dream is calling. Your future is waiting. Now rise, and go get what's yours. And as you rise, something incredible happens. You begin to shift the atmosphere around you. Your courage becomes contagious. Your resilience inspires others to fight their own battles. People who were on the edge of giving up will see you standing and think to themselves, if they can rise, so can I. This isn't just about you anymore. Every step you take forward lights the path for someone else. Every time you refuse to quit, you give someone permission to believe again. You become living proof that for the end, it's just a bend in the road. You show the world that strength isn't the absence of struggle, it's the refusal to surrender. The truth is you can rise from the toughest moment. You've already discovered that you are stronger than your circumstances. That strength comes from freedom. Freedom to pursue your dreams without fear, knowing that even if you fall again, you'll rise every time. This is where your true power lies, not in never falling, but in your unrelenting spirit to rise again and again. That is what makes you unstoppable. That is what makes you dangerous, because life can't defeat someone who refuses to quit. So, stand in that power. Walk with confidence. Move like the victory is already yours. Because it is. The world doesn't owe you any. You owe yourself everything. You owe it to the person inside of you who dreamed of something more, who prayed for a breakthrough, and who dared to hope. The most beautiful part, your best days are still ahead. Yes, you've fallen. Yes, you've faced setbacks. But the story isn't over yet. The dream isn't. But still standing, and as long as you're standing, you have the power to write the ending. This is the part where everything changes. This is the moment when the comeback begins. You've seen the fall, time to see the rise. And when you rise this time, you rise with purpose, with fire in yourself. A force to be reckoned with. You are destined for greatness. And nothing, not fear, not failure, not even the hardest fall, can keep you from what's yours. So rise now. Rise boldly. Rise without apology. The world is waiting to see what happens when you become everything you were created to be. And when you rise this time, you rise unstoppable. Now go show them. And as you step forward, rising from every fall, shaking off every doubt, something extraordinary begins to happen. You stop needing approval from others. You stop measuring yourself by timelines or comparisons. You realize that the only competition you've ever had was with the version of yourself that almost gave up. Now, you're walking in alignment with your destiny, not rushing, not forcing. Just moving steadily, with purpose and with power. The weight you've been carrying, it starts to lift. Every step you take gives you strength, and that strength turns into momentum. And once momentum kicks in, nothing can stand in your way. The fear that used to paralyze you, it shrinks in the presence of your courage. The failures that once felt overwhelming now look like lessons, stepping stones placed perfectly to get you where you need to be. This is your time to reclaim everything you thought you lost. Every dream you shelved. Every idea you buried. Every goal you told yourself wasn't possible. Now is the moment to take them back. Dust them off. Breathe life into them again, because they are still yours to achieve. And this time, you move differently. You're not desperate, you're deliberate. You don't ask for opportunities. You create them. You don't beg for chances, you build doors. Because you finally understand, you are the key. The power to change your life, to rewrite your story, to rise above every obstacle, it has always been within you. So, from this moment forward, walk with the conviction that everything you need, you already have. The wisdom is in you. The courage is in you. The strength is in you. You don't need to wait for the perfect conditions, because you now realize that you are the condition. When you show up, the game changes. When you rise, opportunities begin to align. Doors will open not because of luck, but because of the person you've become through the process. And the best part? This isn't just about the destination, it's one you're proud of along the way. A person who didn't quit. A person who fought through the storms, who stumbled but kept moving, who cried but kept believing. A person who rose again. A dream that once felt impossible became a reality. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. The fall just helped you remember it. And now, with the fire burning in your chest and your feet firmly planted, it's time to take action. No hesitation. No more maybe tomorrow. It's today. It's now. It's time to stop thinking about what could go wrong and start focusing on what will go right. Time to push harder, dream louder, and show the world that the person they counted out has risen, and this time, there is no going back. Because when you rise this time, you rise to conquer. You rise with a heart full of faith, vision, and hands ready to build what no one else thought was possible. The story is yours to write, the dream is yours to live. The fight is yours to win. Rise, and don't stop until the world knows your name. When you rise this time, an impact. This isn't just about personal success and changing the game for everyone connected to you. Your victory will become the blueprint. Every time you push forward, you're proving that no dream is too hard, and no obstacle too great to overcome. You are stepping into a higher version of yourself that refuses to shrink under pressure, that meets and says, I was made for this. And that version of you? It doesn't, it thrives, it excels, it shatters limits. Every time you rise, you're creating a ripple effect. Even when you think no one notices. You'll become someone else's inspiration. Your refusal to quit someone who thought their journey was over. This is bigger than you. When you rise others with you, you'll become the proof that nothing is the person people point to when they say, if so can I. Every obstacle you overcome will become part of a light for someone else walking through the same darkness. Rise not just for yourself, but for your community, for your dreamer out there who feels like they're running out of time. Who didn't get a second chance, and for the ones still waiting for theirs. Someone keeps going, the reason someone. And when life tries to knock you down again, and it will, because now you know that no fall can stop someone who's committed to rising. Through too much, learned too much, and grown too much to let another setback define you. When you stumble, it won't shake you, because now you acknowledge that the fall is just a step on the journey, not the end of the road. The struggle that used to overwhelm you? Now for the fire inside you. And here's the truth, you owe it to what you started. You didn't come this far to. Every tear you cried, every sacrifice you made, every moment you wouldn't, that was the investment. And now it's time to rise with everything you've got and take what's yours. The moment where you stop doubting. This is the moment where you stop apologizing for one. You've earned this. The fire inside you didn't burn out, it's burning brighter. And you through every challenge ahead. So from today, like the victory is already won. Speak with confidence, purpose, and dream with audacity. Because this is your life. Your rise. Your moment. And no one, not fear, not failure, not doubt, can take it from you. This is the comeback the world didn't see coming. And when you rise for good. Now go. Go rise, go build, and go conquer. The world is waiting. The world is waiting, but not just for anyone. It's waiting for you. That is bold, fearless, and relentless. The one who doesn't wait for permission but steps forward with the certain only time that matters. You have nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. This journey is personal. Every challenge you've faced, every tear you've shed, it's all been leading. The rise is yours to own. And when you take that step, everything begins to shift. Doors that were closed will open. These you thought were gone will reappear. And even if they don't, you'll create your own. You are no longer someone who waits, you are someone who makes. You're not just here to exist, you're here to thrive, build, lead, and leave a mark that lasts. Every choice you make from now on should remind the world someone who refused to quit. This is someone who understands that their past doesn't define their future. That the fall wasn't a stop sign, but a signal to keep moving forward and smarter. Here's the thing, there will still be obstacles. There will still be days when the doubt creeps in, when fear whispers, what if you fail again? But this time, you'll answer with a voice, and what if I fly? Because here's the truth, every time you rise, you unlock a new level of yourself. You discover strengths you didn't know you had. You become someone who doesn't just survive challenges, but thrives in them. Obstacles intimidate you, they excite you, because now you know that each one is just another chance to rise higher. And the people who doubted you? The ones who said you wouldn't make it? They'll have no choice but to watch as you soar. But this isn't about proving them wrong, this is yourself right. This is about becoming the person you always knew you could be. So stand tall, breathe deeply, and know that your rise is inevitable, because it's rooted not in circumstances, but in the unshakable truth that you were built for more. Every dream you've carried in your heart isn't there by accident. It's yours for a reason. The gifts inside you? They're waiting to be unleashed. The impact you were born to make? It's waiting for you to take that next step. Nothing can stop someone who has already decided to rise. So go out and live boldly. Fear. Love without limits. Chase your dreams like your life depends on it. Ways, it does. This isn't just about achieving a goal. This is about becoming the person you were always destined to be. And when you rise this time, you don't just rise, you rise for tomorrow. You rise for every person watching, every dreamer who lost hope, every soul that needs to be reminded that no fall is ever final. So here's your final message. You've fallen, yes, but you are not finished. You've struggled, yes, but you are not broken. And now, you rise, stronger, smarter, and unstoppable. Now is the time. The dream is yours to claim. And you? You are ready. So go. Go rise, and don't stop until the world feels your impact. You didn't endure all that. Walk away empty-handed. Everything you've been through has prepared you for this moment. The falls gave you wisdom. The struggles gave you strength. And now, those same experiences will fuel your rise. The time for doubting is over. The time for waiting is gone. Now is your moment. This is the season where you transform into the person you've always dreamed of becoming. You don't need permission to succeed. You only need to believe that you are worthy of the ready waiting for you. And the truth is, you are worthy. You are more than. You have everything you need right here, right now. The only thing left to do is take action. Don't just talk about the dream, build it. Don't just hope for change, become it. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that each step will reveal the next. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Because when you rise this time, you rise for good. And the person you become in the process? That person will never fall the same way again. From this point on, you're not just rising, you're soaring. The setbacks may still come, but they won't shake you. The challenges may still appear, but they won't stop you. Because you know now is just a chance to rise stronger. So go forward with confidence. Move like you've already won, because in your heart, you have. The finish line is closer than you think, and every step you take brings you closer to the life you were born to live. This is your rise. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you now. Now, go out and claim what's yours. The world is waiting to see what happens when you stop holding back and start rising with everything you've got. Rise. Shine. Conquer. This is your time. And you are ready. When you step into this moment, fully, without hesitation, the world will feel your presence. You will no longer move lightly or live in the shadows of doubt. You will take up space. You will speak with conviction. You will act with purpose, knowing that every action, no matter how small, carries the power to shape your destiny. And don't forget, you belong here. In every room, on every stage, in every opportunity that comes your way, you belong. The struggles you've endured, the lessons you've learned, the strength you've earned, they've prepared. So walk boldly, knowing that you have every right to claim the future you desire. There will be moments when the road ahead feels uncertain. You may hit storms and unplanned detours. But here's what sets you no longer fear the unknown. You've learned that even in uncertainty, what it takes to navigate your way through. And if you'll rise again. Every single time. Your past no longer defines you. Your future does. And the future you want is waiting on the other side of your courage. You will build it, not because everything will go perfectly, but because you are determined to make it happen, no matter what. And guess what? You've already come further than you thought you could. You've already overcome obstacles that would have broken others. Take a moment to recognize that. Look back at the moments you thought you, and yet, here you are. Still standing. Stronger. Wiser. More determined than ever. You are not the same person who fell. You've evolved. And now, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Because the greatest power you've unlocked isn't just this, it's the understanding that you hold the pen to your story. And from here on, you write the story you want to live. No more playing small. No more doubting your abilities. No more shrinking to fit into spaces that were never meant to contain you. Now, you radically. You dream without limits. You pursue your goals with a fire that cannot be extinguished. And as you rise, you'll inspire others to rise with you. People you haven't even met yet will find hope in your story. Your journey will become a lifeline for someone struggling to believe in themselves. Every victory you claim will send a message to the world. There's possible when you refuse to give up. So go out now, not timidly, but boldly. Take your first step, and then your second. Move forward even if the path. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that every step you take brings you closer to your breakthrough. You've already proven that you are unstoppable. Now it's time to live like it. Go after that dream with everything you have. Build, create, inspire, and rise again and again. Takes. Because you weren't just born to exist, you were born to thrive, to conquer, and to leave a legacy. This is your moment to show the world what happens when someone refuses to quit. And when you rise this time, you rise for eternity. Your story will not just be remembered, it will be celebrated. Your rise will echo through generations, reminding everyone who hears it that falling isn't the end, it's just the beginning of the rise. This is your time. This is your rise. Now go, and show the world what you're made of. And when you rise this time, rebel belief. Know that the doubts, fears, and failures of yesterday were never meant to define you, they were meant to refine you. You've been tested in ways others meant, but that's why you are now unstoppable. You carry a strength of adversity, and with every step forward, you declare, setbacks, I am my comeback. You are for the perfect time. You are the perfect time. The moment you decide to take action is the moment the universe aligns in your favor. All the things you thought were out of reach? They are closer than ever, waiting for you to claim them. And this time, you'll move with the confidence that you are worthy of every blessing coming your way. Remember this, every rise requires a decision. The decision to get back up, to keep moving, to try again even when it feels impossible. But the most powerful thing you've learned is that every not a life sentence. Falling and stronger. Failing taught you resilience. And now you know, nothing can break you if you refuse to stay down. Don't let fear trick you into playing it safe. Don't let the comfort of mediocrity lull you into staying stagnant. You were made for more. You were made to rise above every limit, every setback, every doubt that ever tried to hold you back. When you rise this time, you rise to break through every ceiling. The excuses you once made? Gone. The fear? Irrelevant. Now, it's just you and the future you are building, a future where success is non-negotiable. And the beauty of this journey is that it's not about perfection, it's about progress. One step at a time. One day at a time. You don't need to have it all figured out, you just need to keep moving forward. Momentum is your best friend. Action, no matter how small, creates progress. And progress, when repeated, creates success. So take that step, even if it feels uncomfortable. Have that conversation, apply for that job, start that business, launch that idea. The world needs what you have to offer. Your gifts, your dreams, they're not just for you. They're meant to make an impact. When you rise, you're not just rising for yourself, for everyone whose life you will touch. Because your rise? It will inspire a ripple effect. Someone who's struggling right now will see your story and believe in theirs. Someone who's in strength in your journey. Your rise will be someone else's light in the dark. And even when challenges come, and they will, you'll face them differently now. You won't back down. You'll stand firm, knowing that you've already risen from worse. And every time you meet resistance, you'll push back harder. Because now you know, you are built to rise. This is your story in the making. This is your legacy in progress. Every step forward, every effort you make, every time you refuse to quit, you are writing a story that will be remembered. A story of courage. A story of resilience. A story of rising over and over until success is the only outcome. So rise, and this time, rise with no fear. Rise with no limits. Rise like nothing can stop you. Because nothing can. Not anymore. Not now that you know what you're capable of. The world is watching. The opportunity is waiting. The future is yours. This is your moment. This is your rise. And this time, there is no going back. Now go, and conquer everything that belongs to you. And as you step forward with this, you are no longer chasing dreams, you are becoming them. Every action you take from on is a declaration that you refuse to settle for anything less than greatness. You've come too far, learned too much, too many storms to stop now. Your rise is inevitable because it's rooted in the one thing that can't be taken from you, your will to keep going. No matter what lies ahead, you will not be stopped. Obstacles may arise, but they are no longer barriers, they are stepping stones. Each challenge will only sharpen you, preparing you for the victories waiting just beyond them. You're not climbing to survive anymore, you're climbing to soar. And listen, there will still be moments of struggle. There will be days when things don't go as planned, when self-doubt whispers in your ear again. But now you know that struggle isn't a sign to stop. You're growing. The discomfort you feel is simply the price of evolution, and you are evolving into someone greater than you've ever imagined. This time, when you rise not just to achieve goals, but to leave a legacy. You are here to build something that lasts, something bigger than yourself. Something that will live on in the lives you touch and the impact you create. Your rise is more than personal, it's transformational. And here's the most powerful truth. Nothing was ever wasted. Every fall, every heartache, it all served a purpose. Gave you tools you didn't even realize you needed. Patience, perseverance, creativity, and grit. And those tools, you are unstoppable. To trust yourself, to bet on yourself, and now it's time to go all in. No more hesitation, waiting for the perfect moment. This is it. The future belongs to those who claim it, and you are more than ready to do just that. The fire inside you? It burns brighter now than ever before. And this time, there's no turning back. You are stepping into the next chapter of your life with full force, fully aware of your power. This version of you that the world needs to see, the one who knows exactly of. And the best part? The journey isn't just about, it's about becoming the person who belongs there. The trials you into someone who can handle success. Someone who knows that success isn't just a destination style. A way of thinking, a way of being, a commitment to excellence in everything you do. So from this moment forward, walk like the victor you are. Speak with certainty. Dream with no limits. And act with the knowledge that you are destined to win. The only way you can lose now is if you stop, and stopping isn't even an option. Now, the world will see what happens when someone who has fallen rises without fear, without doubt, and without limits. This is your comeback, and it's not just a temporary rise, it's the beginning of a whole new era. So go, with fire in your heart, steel in your soul, and unstoppable determination in your spirit. This is your life. This is your journey. And now, it's time to rise and never look back. Because this time, you're not just rising, you're becoming unstoppable. Now go. Make your mark. Build your dream. And show the world what happens when a warrior rises from the ashes. This is your time. This is your rise. And nothing can stop you now. And as you move forward, move like you were born to do this. Move with the grace of someone who knows that every challenge was just preparation for this moment. You are no longer waiting for things to align. You've realized that you are the alignment. The power to shift your life is already inside you. Every decision, every effort, every refusal to quit sends a ripple through the universe that says, I am here, and I will not be denied. You've been through the darkness, and now you understand. You are the light. The doubts that try to dim you can't survive the brightness of your resolve. The fear that once paralyzed you no longer have a hold. Now you know, you can't be stopped by what's behind you, because your focus is locked on what's ahead. And what lies ahead? Possibility. Opportunity. Greatness. It's all waiting for you to show up, to take ownership, to say, this is mine, and I will rise to meet it. Let me tell you something, everything you want is already within your reach. You don't need permission to pursue your dreams. You don't need anyone's approval to become everything you were meant to be. The only thing you need is the courage to move forward, even when it's hard, even when it's uncertain. Because now you've learned the most important lesson of all. The fall didn't break you. It built you. It stripped away the doubts, the insecurities, the need for perfection. What's left is someone raw, real, and ready to take on whatever comes next. Version of you? That's the version the world has been waiting for. When you rise this time, rise with joy in your heart. Not just because you've overcome the past, but because you've discovered that you have everything it takes to create the future. You are no longer running from failure. You're running towards success with open arms, knowing that every stumble is just part of the climb. And here's the beautiful truth. You can't lose because you won't stop. The only people who fail are those who give up, and that's not who you are. You are relentless. You are resilient. And because of that, success is no longer a question. It's a certainty. Now it's time to rise and take what's yours. The dream is already waiting. The opportunities are lined up. The doors you once thought were closed are about to swing open, but only if you have the courage to think one more time. This is the moment where you go from surviving to thriving, from hoping to believing, from waiting to doing, because nothing will be handed to you, but you already knew that. And it doesn't matter because you're ready to take it. So rise, louder, stronger, bolder. Not just to prove anything to the world, but to show yourself that every struggle, every heartbreak, every fall was worth it. This is what the other side of perseverance looks like. This is the moment where everything changes. The time for hesitation is over. The season of doubt has ended. This is your time to shine. No more looking back. No more second guessing. You are standing in your power now. You are standing in your greatness. And when they ask you how you did it, how you rose from the ashes and turned setbacks into success, you'll smile and say, because I quit. Now go, rise, conquer your fears. Build your dreams. Leave your mark on this world. This time, you're not just rising, you're becoming unstoppable. This is your rise. This is your den. This time, nothing can hold you back. Now go claim what's yours. And when you rise this time, you don't just rise for today. You rise for tomorrow. You rise for every person watching, every dreamer who lost hope, every soul that needs to be reminded that no fall is ever final. So here's your final message. You've fallen, yes, but you are not finished. You've struggled, yes, but you are not broken. And now, you rise, stronger, smarter, and unstoppable. Now is the time. This is your season. The dream is yours to claim. And you? You are ready. Don't stop until the world feels your impact. And when you rise, rise with a fire that cannot. Know that you've already conquered the hardest part. You refused to stay down. You stood back up with given in. And that is your greatest victory. Because from here on, there is nothing life can throw at you that you can't handle. The fear that held you hostage, it has no power over you now. You've stared failure in the face, and you didn't just survive. You grew. And that growth, that resilience, has made you a force to be reckoned with. Every dream you've been carrying is waiting for you to rise to the challenge. And this time, you're coming with a new mindset, one that knows setbacks are setups for comebacks. You've stopped running from obstacles because now you understand. Every challenge is just a step toward your greatness. Let people say what they want. Let doubt try to creep in. You already know who you are. You are someone who gets back up, every single time. You don't need the world to validate your success. You validate yourself by showing up every day and doing the work. You know that the only way to fail is trying, and that's not in your DNA. You didn't come this far to quit now. Endure all that pain to walk away empty-handed. Everything you've been through has prepared you for this moment. The falls gave you wisdom, the strength. And now, those same experiences will fuel your rise. The time for doubting is over. The time for waiting is gone. Now is your moment. This is the season where you transform into the person you've always dreamed of becoming. You don't need permission to succeed, you only need to believe that you are worthy of the success that's already waiting for you. And the truth is, you are worthy. You are more than capable. You have everything you need right here, right now. The only thing left to do is take action. Don't just talk about a dream, build it. Don't just hope for change, become it. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that each step will reveal the next. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Because when you rise this time, you rise for good. And the person you become in the process? That person will never fall the same way again. From this point on, you're not just rising, you're soaring. The setbacks may still come shake you. The challenges may still appear, but they won't stop you. Because you know now that every fall is just a chance to rise stronger. So go forward with confidence. Move like you've already won, because in your heart, you have. The finish line is closer than you think, and every step you take brings you closer to the life you were born to live. This is your moment. This is your, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you now. Now, go out and claim what's yours. The world is waiting to see what happens when you stop holding back and start rising with everything you've got. Rise. Shine. Conquer. This is your time, and you are ready. When you step into this moment, fully, without hesitation, the world will feel your presence. You will no longer move quietly or live in the shadows of doubt. You will take up space. You will speak with conviction. You will act with purpose, knowing that every action, no matter how small, carries the power to shape your destiny. And don't forget, you belong here. In every room, on every stage, in every opportunity that comes your way, you belong. The struggles you've endured, the lessons you've learned, the strength you've earned, they've prepared you for this. So walk boldly, knowing that you have every right to claim the future you desire. There will be moments when the road ahead feels uncertain. You may face unexpected storms and unplanned detours. But here's what sets you apart now, you no longer fear the unknown. You've learned that even in uncertainty, you have what it takes to navigate your way through. And if you stumble again, you'll rise again. Every single time. Your past no longer defines you. Your future does. And the future you want is waiting on the other side of your courage. Build it, not because everything will go perfectly, but because you are determined, no matter what. And guess what? You've already come further than you thought you could. You've already overcome obstacles that would have broken others. Take a moment to recognize that. Look back at the moments you thought you wouldn't survive, and yet, here you are. Still standing. Stronger. Wiser. More determined than ever. You are not the same person who fell. You've evolved. You've transformed. And now, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Because the greatest power you've unlocked isn't just the ability to rise, it's the understanding that you hold the pen to your story. And from here on, you write the story you want to live. No more playing small. No more doubting your abilities. No more shrinking to fit into spaces that were never meant to contain you. Now, you rise unapologetically. You dream without limits. You pursue your goals with a fire that cannot be extinguished. And as you rise, you'll inspire others to rise with you. People you haven't even met yet will find hope in your story. Your journey will become a lifeline for someone struggling to believe in themselves. Every victory you claim will send a message to the world. There is no limit to what is possible when you refuse to give up. So go now, not timidly, but boldly. Take your first step, and then your second. Move forward even if the path isn't clear. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that every step you take brings you closer to your breakthrough. You've already proven that you are unstoppable. Now it's time to live like it. Go after that dream with everything you have. Build, create, inspire, and rise again and again, for as long as it takes. Just born to exist, you were born to thrive, to conquer, and to leave a legacy. This is your moment to show the world what happens when someone refuses to quit. And when you rise this time, you rise for eternity. Your story will not just be celebrated. Your rise will echo through generations, reminding everyone who hears it that falling isn't the end, it's just the beginning of the rise. This is your rise. Now go, and show the world what you're made of. And when you rise this time, rise with unshakable belief. Fears and failures of yesterday were never meant to define you, they were meant to refine you. In ways others may never understand, but that's why you are now unstoppable. You carry a strength forged in the fire of adversity, and with every step forward, you declare, I am not my setbacks, I am my comeback. There are no limits now. No excuses. No going back. You owe it to yourself to rise and rise again until the only thing left standing is you, at the top, looking back at everything that tried to stop you but couldn't. Now go. Go chase that dream. Go build that business. Go finish it, because it's your time. Your season. And when the world asks, you'll smile and say, I fell, my friend, will be the legacy you so shake off the lift your head high. You're not the same person who fell. You're wiser now. Stronger now. Hungrier now. The fall didn't weaken you, it prepared you for the fight of your life. And this time, when you rise, you're rising to win. You're not just playing to survive anymore, you're playing to thrive. You're here to dominate, to exceed every limit, to crush every obstacle, and to rewrite the story of your life. You are here to prove that there is no such thing as too late. Breathing, there's still time to rise. And when you rise, you'll realize something powerful. The only thing that could have ever stopped you was giving up. But you didn't. You didn't let fear win. You didn't